Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
Welcome back to the Haddon Horrors podcast, where we review horror movies and horror franchises. I'm Mark.
I'm Tawan.
And today we're reviewing I Know What You Did Last Summer, released in 1997. A screenplay by Kevin Williamson and director Jim Gillespie. Tawan, can you give the people the plot summary?
Four friends accidentally hit a man with their car and dump his body, swearing to keep it a secret. A year later, they're stalked by a hook-wielding killer who knows what they did. As the friends are targeted one by one, the truth behind their deadly mistake unravels in a tense showdown. But before we get into the movie, we're going to discuss some Haddon headlines. To start us off this week, we have Sinners Takeover. It looks like Sinners has definitely been taking over the zeitgeist right now, like everywhere, online, word of mouth for the movie, and also the weekend box office. It defeated Minecraft to be the number one movie from its opening weekend. It still currently holds a 98% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, in addition to a 97% audience score. And for the first time in 47 years, it is the first time a horror movie has been given an A rating by CinemaScore. So it's definitely been a little bit of a little Sinners takeover. Everybody been getting their flowers. Ryan Coogler's been getting his flowers. Michael B. Jordan, the entire cast. Lou Goranson, who did the music. I saw the movie twice this weekend. For people listening, we're recording this on April 23rd. So the movie just came out the prior weekend for us. So, I saw it twice. I saw it once on Friday, and then I saw it again on Sunday because I was like, yeah, I got to see that one once more. I really want to try to see it again in IMAX, honestly. But I really liked the movie. I thought it was great. I thought Ryan Coogler did a really good job with, the story that he was presenting us with. Even though it wasn't like, what's the word I'm looking for? Even though it wasn't like a start of anything, like there's definitely some world building going on within it as well, and like different types of stories that we could possibly get out of this. Now, I don't want to like milk an original idea for franchise potential, but there's definitely some stories that could be going into with this one. Mark, were you able to catch Sinners over the weekend?
I have not seen it. By the time this recording comes out, I would have seen it. Actually, I plan on going to see it this Sunday. So I'm excited. I've heard a bunch of good things. I actually haven't seen any trailers. I've seen a couple promotional pics, but outside of knowing that it's about vampires, at the bare minimum, I don't know anything else. So I'm excited. I haven't seen any spoilers. I haven't seen anything. I just know that it's hyped and everyone likes it. So I'm going in completely blind, but excited.
Good. Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. I mean, I feel like you like the other Ryan Coogler movies. Like you like Black Panther, Fruitvale
I did.
Station,
Hmm.
the Creed movies.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I haven't seen any Rocky movie. None.
including Creed.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. I would honestly, you really don't even need to watch Rocky to watch Creed. To be honest, if you just know of Rocky, you can watch Creed without watching all the Rocky movies.
You know I'm a completionist. I gotta watch the
I know you
whole.
are,
I gotta watch the whole thing or don't count.
but well then I would suggest watching the Rocky movie so that you can watch the Creed movies.
Yeah, it's on my list to get to this year.
But yeah,
But
I
I
think you'll
do
like
like
it.
Ryan Coogler's I do like his direction style. I haven't been disappointed by the few projects I have seen.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good watch for you. Overall, though, it's just really good to see, kind of like it was with Get Out. Just original like horror ideas for Black creatives that can swing, like actually take the swing and it hits, and like the audiences are into it, and it's bringing up different types of topics and stuff. So it's always like good to see.
You
And
know what I want to see? Because these are all like the vampire genre and the body swapping genre. I want to see a Black creative do like a straight up slasher. We kind of
that's
got that
the
when
let
they
me say,
did the
I'm gonna save us. I'm gonna save us. I'm gonna write that.
what? Yeah,
Well, I can't give the audience my idea.
I'll
You know my idea.
co-produce. Yeah. I'll co-produce. We got this. It gonna be us. Cause I
No, yeah,
haven't
you're
seen.
right though.
We kind of got that with Candyman. That one that Jordan Peele produced, but Candyman's not a slasher. That's also like social commentary, like built in. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, no, I agree. We definitely could do. We definitely need that in the as far as like the horror like zeitgeist goes for us. But overall, movie was really good. I'm glad all the success is getting. Hope more success for all the actors that were in it. Everybody that were on their P's and Q's for that one. So definitely a really good one. Moving on though, new horror movie Him. That's the name of the movie for the audience. It's just called Him. Co-starring. Sorry, I'm gonna start that over. Moving on though, a new horror movie named Him. Yes, just the word Him. Co-starring Marlon Wayans comes out this September. Quick synopsis: a promising young and up-and-coming football player, played by Tariq Withers, who will also be starring in this year's I Know What You Did Last Summer requel, is invited to train at an isolated compound of a dynasty team's aging quarterback. Um, the legendary, almost retired quarterback Marlon Wayans takes his protege on a blood chilling journey into the inner sanctum of fame, power, and pursuit of excellence at any cost. Mark, what did you think of the trailer for Him?
Um, it actually got me excited because I remember you mentioning this movie to me not too long ago, and I was just like, no, I don't want that. That doesn't sound good. But then this trailer like reeled me in, and I'm excited. I always love when comedic actors like get into like kind of dramatic, serious acting bags, and like I'm
Hmm.
excited to see Wayne's in a horror movie. Like that should be good.
Yeah, I'm the same. I love that as well. Um, Marlon, I mean, we all love black people in general. We love the Waynes, like we love them. So like anytime they do something, we kind of into it. But yeah, he's co-starring it. We got Tariq Withers as well. He's still pretty up and coming as an actor. The only thing that I personally have seen him in was this episode of Atlanta, the TV show, and that was actually a pretty funny episode of the show. Um, and like I said, he's going to be in the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie as well. So this guy's definitely getting booked and busy out here. So we love to see that for up and coming talent. Um, but yeah, the movie looks interesting. Now that I've seen like the trailer and how it's kind of looking, I'm definitely not gonna look into it anymore until it comes out. I just like I kind of wanted to see the trailer, see like what the direction was, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of fucking with this. So now I don't need to see anything else for it until the trailer comes out. I mean, the movie comes out later in the year. But definitely got a little bit of hype for it, and it's being produced by Jordan Peele as well, so that's always that's a pretty good sign for something. I feel like he doesn't just throw around his stamp on most things, and I'm not familiar with the directors behind this one, to my media knowledge. So hopefully this will end up being a good one. You have anything else for Him?
No, that's all I got.
All right, moving on. And since we were just on the topic, the trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer just dropped the on Monday, and yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I watched the trailer and I really didn't feel much when I watched it. Like, honestly, it was kind of
I
giving me
felt
generic.
something. Yeah, I felt something. You know what I felt? Like I've seen this BS play out before. I was watching it and I was just like, this is just Scream with a new skin. That's all this is. Like it gave me like it's giving the same vibes from doing the same thing with the name and bringing back the two survivors. They better have Brandy in it, and I ain't see, but it better be a secret. But it just felt like we already seen this with Scream.
Yeah, but
I mean,
with this
I guess
one,
that's what the folks said back in '97 when the first one came out. So I guess it's on par, it's on track.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel with this one now. I will say, like, obviously, I was a big fan of Scream, so when that was announced being coming back at the like, what was that 2022 when that fifth one came out, like, I was obviously hyped like for that one. But I also really like this franchise as well. It just it has less movie, a little less stand power than the others, so not like over the moon about it like I am with the Scream franchise, but with this one. Yeah, I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't know, like it was just given a little bit generic. Like I feel like if I took away I Know What You Did Last Summer and slapped anything else on it, I probably wouldn't be interested in this.
Hmm.
Um and also having like I'm definitely a chronic like movie trailer rewatch person if it's like something I'm hyped for. Like that Final Destination trailer, I've been watching that like anytime I think about it, I'm like, well, let me watch that
On
again
repeat,
because I'm like hyped for
repeat.
it. But like this one, I watched it on Monday, and this is like the first time I brought it back again since watching it.
I watched it that one time, and I was like, "Yep, that's all I need to see." And
Yeah,
like,
so
it didn't. Nothing stood out for me. I'm just
even
trying
when
to
I
figure
saw
out
what's the name,
Jennifer Love Hewitt and
yeah,
Freddie
yeah,
Prince.
yeah, even
And
when I saw them,
it's also just like, who's the killer? See, this is the first time. Well, it's always been a whodunit. No, it's never been a whodunit. In the first movie, it was the man you hit with the car. In the second movie, it was the man who you hit with the car who you didn't. You know, we knew it had to be him or somebody connected to him. Even in the bad third one, it was the man who you hit with the fucking car. I'm just trying to figure out who was doing the killing. Did he have a grandkid we don't know about? But how would a grandkid know who did or is this a whole new story and they just
well,
bugging? Is this
yeah,
a new story and they just
I feel
bugging
like
old
this might be,
girl?
yeah, I feel like this might be a new thing, like a new story.
And see, that's gonna piss me off because if this killing shit that's going on ain't got nothing to do with me, why is you coming to find me to bring me up in this? You ain't got nothing to do with these kids. Why are they bothering her? See, I'm already mad. I already don't want to watch it. I'm already upset. Because why y'all bothering Julie?
No, you're right. My girl done been through a lot. She was the ghost whisperer.
Girl, husband died and jumped in somebody else's body and all types of shit. She need a break.
Moving on though, we did get another trailer. I believe this one dropped last week, if I'm not mistaken, and it was for Megan 2.0. And Megan is getting the Terminator T2 um like
Tr-
playbook for this movie.
Mm-mm.
And I'm sorry, well, I'm here for it. I don't care. I'm here for it.
No, you are?
No, I'm actually here for it. Like at first when I saw,
No, you gotta be trolling. There's no
no,
way.
I'm actually here for it.
It looks so bad and so cheesy. Well, that first one was cheesy,
It
but
was
this
the
was
first, yeah.
way worse.
The first one was cheesy, but like I fucked with the first one though,
I did too,
and
but this one looks bad.
I don't know. I'm fucking with it.
Wow. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Because I'm gonna be honest, like I don't see what else could have been like. Either there are only two lanes that they had for this movie. It was either because they were gonna just do a sequel regardless because of how much fucking money it made, especially with all the marketing and shit they put behind it for that first one, and how popular it caught on as a meme. But there were only two lanes: some out of left field shit, which is what we're getting, or like a Child's Play 2, which the Child's Play 2 angle would have been boring if I'm like, it would have been boring for this type of thing because it's like, okay, the doll's gonna get defeated again. We know it. Like, only Chucky could do that shit. So I feel like this angle, I'm fucking with it, and I really like the writer for Megan, and like, she's on some other movies too. Akila.
No, they should have just did what she took over that little Wi-Fi box. They should have done what the Child's Play remake did and had like the whole like Megan AI thing take over all the gadgets and gizmos and the dolls, and that would have been so much better. Not this T2 wannabe with Megan.
I'm fucking with it. I'm sorry. I can't not. I can't not make the music slap for me. And
Wow.
I will say though, the writer for Megan, she did the Malignant as well, and you remember that movie was fucking crazy as hell.
I gotta rewatch that one soon. It's on our list. I gotta rewatch that. That
Like
was a decent one.
she read some good stuff. So like I'm definitely want to see what's gonna come of it. I'm fucking with it. She got her fuck ass Bob in the movie too. Like
With the Bob. That's what really killed it.
yeah, so I'm actually ready to see it, and my mom is too. She really liked the first Megan movie, so I will be taking my mom to see Megan 2.0 when it drops. Next, in regards to trailers, we had the newly released trailer actually come out today for Predator Badlands. So, Predator Badlands is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who gave us the very underrated Prey, released in 2022, which unfortunately,
I
yeah,
love that
unfortunately, it
movie.
went direct to Hulu when that should have been in theaters. But yeah, but the new film follows a young predator who finds allyship.
But see, you say that, but I don't think it would have been as well received if it went to
They said the
theaters.
same thing about Alien Romulus.
I mean, but Alien Romulus had a better reputation going into it than Predator. I mean, than Prey did. I mean, the last right before that was Alien Covenant, and that had a decent,
Mm,
little fanfare going into
not
Romulus. But
really.
then also, but like, I feel like I feel like that Predator movie before Prey had so much like bad press around it. Lawsuits were involved. The movie was just bad because I don't know why the movie was bad. The cast was bad, so I feel like there was no faith. There would have been no faith going into a Predator movie. I think it went to Hulu, and it did. I think it did good on Hulu because Prey was really good.
I mean,
And this trailer for Predator Badlands also
yeah,
was
it
pretty
did
good.
good, but it should have been released in theaters. Um, the fact that I have to watch it on my
That's because
computer,
you you were theater girly. Like let it
tell me to let it
go.
go. That movie,
Boot it up, boot it up on streaming. It's
yeah,
fine.
it won't be fine until I got the IMAX theater in my bedroom.
I
As I was
can't wait.
saying, the new film Predator Badlands follows a young predator who finds allyship in Thea, played by Elle Fanning, in search of the ultimate adversary. In the trailer, though, a scene of Thea seems to suggest or confirm, her as being a Weyland Yutani android, which means this could be the nuggets for a possible new Alien versus Predator movie, which I have brought up to you a while back because I
Hmm.
remember the director
Yes.
of Alien Romulus saying that he would love to possibly do that with Dan Trachtenberg,
No,
and if
they
this,
need to kill that.
no,
Fire him.
it's definitely,
Fire him. Don't bring him back for the scripts. We don't need. We already have two of them. We can just leave it at those two. We don't need to continue that crossover franchise. Just let that die. Because, 'cause first of all, why was Sanaya Lathan in that first one? Like, girl, you can get a better job than this, please. The whole movie was bad. The second one, that second one was bad. I remember there was like some kitchen, some like restaurant kill. It wasn't. No, we could just keep them separate
yeah.
and equal.
We don't take the movies from you, sir, because a good Alien versus Predator movie will go crazy, and that's yes,
No,
yes.
but like which alien? Are we doing the aliens from
We don't
Prometheus?
see the thing is
When
we
they
don't need to
all.
think about that. We're not writing it.
I guess.
They could just say it was some motherfucking. It was a Weyland Yutani ship that crashed into the Predator planet.
Okay, now that I watch. If they were on, if the aliens were the one being hunted by the predator, oh
There's so many
yes,
scenarios,
that I can get behind.
but back to the actual Predator Badlands. I'm liking the flow of the movie so far. The Predator being the protagonist for a change, pretty interesting. And I love Elle Fanning as well, so she can always be in a movie for me. Um,
I
what do you
do love
think of
L.
like us having like the Predator as the antagonist for not antagonist, protagonist?
That's an interesting switch. We kind of had that in. Well, we know we had that in Alien versus Predator. I do remember that, but like this being the aliens like solo movie, that's kind of interesting to see because they've always been
Mm,
the antagonist. So seeing that flipped is I'm actually interested because again, like, outside of what I know, what we've seen as a, I mean, as a predator, I was skeptical about Prey because it was outside of what we normally see from a predator movie,
yeah, and that's what made it so good.
and I was like, okay, yes, and it was so out of the box, and I was just okay that they did good. So this one's also out of the box with the predator being the protagonist. So I have faith. I'm excited. I'm having the opposite reaction that I had when Prey was announced. So I'm excited to see what they do with this one. I didn't really see it from the trailer, but were they fighting people from Earth, or were they just fighting people who were just like humanoid type deal? Like,
Yeah, I believe it was other aliens or possibly other predators.
oh, but like predators of like different evolutionary periods. That can make sense. Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to watch the trailer
Yeah.
again.
And moving on to our next headline, filming is now underway for Ready or Not 2. Returning directors Radio Silence, and then they're bringing back Sarah Samara Weaving. And in a video that the studio released a little earlier in the week, we know that Catherine Newton will be in the movie, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Elijah Wood, and David Cronenberg, which that was a surprise for me to see. And the sequel's official
Wow.
title, Ready or Not, Here I Come. I mean, there was no other way to. There was no other way to.
Right, you have to do that. That was so cute. I'm not mad
That
at that
makes
one.
me more mad that the second like okay, I know this is the name of the third one, but Now You See Me 2 should have been called Now You See Me Now You Don't. But they're doing that for the third one, and I'm like, y'all missed y'all chance, but I guess.
Facts.
As I said before, in regards to this, I'm excited for Ready or Not 2. Um, you still haven't watched it yet, right, Mark? Okay,
I have
yeah.
not seen it
So
yet.
this probably won't come out till next year. So we'll probably have to. We'll see. I guess we'll save your watch. We'll savor your watch until next year, whenever this
Yes,
tries to come out. But
I'm excited.
yeah, I think it's gonna be good. The new additions to the cast are good. Catherine Newton is always a good time. We love Sarah Michelle Gellar, Elijah Wood, and I'm very interested to see what David Cronenberg is doing here. So yeah, that's all. That all sounds pretty good. We love we're fans of Radio Silence over here. Um, so yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time. And for our last headline, or not really a headline, but more so an internet rumor, as we really aren't looking forward to Scream 7, just due to the ethics from the studio and how they've dealt with, the firing of like Melissa Barrera and the overall like take the movie has went through. There is a rumor, which is that I've seen a good amount online in regards to the story for Scream 7, and it seems that it might be possible that one of Sydney's daughters might be a Ghostface in the movie, which, if true, would possibly be one of the most insane things. Because going from her fucking boyfriend to her brother to her daughter, that's insane.
Don't
Yeah.
forget the cousin.
Yeah, cousin, and then now possibly her daughter being a ghost face. That would be insane. Um,
I'm still not
yeah, it still didn't
excited.
make me excited. Just the prospect of it just sounded insane.
Like, I feel like if you were gonna do that, that's what they should have done with Scream 5. I'm sorry. Because it's like, you gave us the Pass the Torch movie, and then you successfully passed the torch for the sixth one. Like, was I upset when Sydney wasn't there? Yes, but I quickly got over that because the new cast was good and they were killing it. But now we're circling back to Sydney, and now one of her kids might be the killer. Like, I don't need this. I don't need this. It's not. I don't care about Sydney. I'm so sorry. I know she's the goat for some people, but I don't care about Sydney anymore. Like, I would rather watch Laurie Strode old ass at 90 fight Michael Myers and see Sydney Prescott come back.
Yeah, it gets to a point. It really does, and
Like, at least we reboot Laurie every decade or so, but it's just same Sydney.
it's gonna be a crazy day when Scream actually gets rebooted.
Like, yeah, actually, they don't even need to reboot it. Like, y'all could just have a shared universe. I don't even care. Like, just get past Sydney. Because I just watched this reviewer on Instagram, and I'm just trying to figure out why we got 7 movies of this girl being stalked because of some shit her mama did. Like, can we just let it go? Can we just give Sydney a rest?
Radio
She didn't
Silence
deserve none
dropped
of
too.
this.
Now look where we are,
And they
and look,
successfully
and
did.
now
They
we're back.
successfully did.
We're back with Kevin Williamson. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, he wrote some good screenplays.
It is because he
No, no,
ain't
no,
done no
no, no.
directing.
No,
He
I'm just saying. I'm
directed
talking
one
about the
movie. One
writing, but yeah, directing. Yeah, I can't really speak on because I only know he did that one movie, and you said that was bad.
with the bitch from Dawson's Creek. With the girl from Dawson's Creek and the man from 7-Eleven. That movie was seven. I'm
Yep, but
not excited.
it
I, maybe a trailer could change that for me. So until then, I'm not excited. Maybe that would kickstart it, or maybe I'll have the same reaction I had to I Know What You Did Last Summer, or worse. Because like right now, I just
well
nothing.
as of now, we probably won't get that trailer until winter. because it's not slated to come out until like February of next year, if I recall correctly. So it
Hmm.
wouldn't be for a while. Um, yeah, so we'll we'll follow up on this whenever it does come out. Um, yeah, we'll come back to that. But that closes off our Haddon headlines for the week.
So I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997. This is a movie that I really didn't even have to watch for this review because I've seen it so many times as a kid. Um, and I enjoyed it then. It was definitely one of those like repeats for me. Like, okay, I had to watch Halloween, Freddy, Nightmare, a Chucky, Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was always like part of my little horror marathon. So I was excited to come to this. I mean, I love Freddie Prinze Jr. I've seen all his movies, good or bad. I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. I've watched so many TV shows just because she was in them, except for that one where she was prostituting. But other than that, I'm a huge Jennifer Love Hewitt fan, and so I was excited to get to this. I mean, my I remember when she was promoting this movie when she was on Boy Meets World, getting killed in the library and shit. So like, I was excited to hop back into this. It holds up. The suspense is good, and a lot of like great iconic scenes and moments. Um, what about you? What are your thoughts on this? What were your overall thoughts? Have you seen this
Yes,
one
so
before?
I definitely seen this one before, a couple times. I'm more a fan of the second one though, I will say. But I still do.
That's a hot take because most people don't like the second one. They love Brandy in it, but they don't like the second one
Yeah,
more than the
I
first.
do. Yeah, I like
That's
the second one
interesting.
a bit more than the first one, but I still do like this movie. Um, it is slower pace compared to a lot of other slasher movies. Like they're that first act is a little slow, so it definitely does take a little bit of build up for us to start getting into the even when they actually do hit the guy, like the actual like rest of the like story after that and before that is it's a little slower than what I'm into.
It's like he did the opposite of what he did with Scream because I feel like Scream was just like on go from like
Hmm.
that opening kill, and I feel like it just like slowed down considerably until like we got into like towards the
Yeah,
tail
and I
end of that
feel
second
yeah
act.
so yeah that pace was a little off for me, but um yeah, do like the movie. Seen yeah definitely seen it a good amount of times since then. But I will say it's one that while it does like when I think of slashers, I definitely think of this movie. It's not one that I come back to a lot to watch, I would say. Um, Even with the second one more so, even though I do like it a bit more, I don't come back to watch it as often as like some other movies that, like are slashers that I'm into. And while I was rewatching it, like I don't know why, I don't get why that is. I don't know if it's like the pacing of it or what, but yeah, it's just like it's memorable, but at the same time, like I could go without watching it, and I wouldn't have an issue with that.
You know what? I kind of agree because I watched this a lot as a kid. Like anytime I could catch it on cable or catch it somewhere, I watched it. But when you read the past like few years, I never put it on. And even with like bringing back Halloween and bringing back Scream and trying to bring back Texas Chainsaw, I never once had this like in my head that they're gonna bring back I Know You Did Last Summer. I'm just like, no, we don't need to. We have that first one, we have that second one. We forget about the third one. And it's just like, but then rewatching it, it's like, okay, I can kind of see where you can pick the story back up. I see that it can be they have some legs, but it's not a franchise or a movie that I think about often. And it's not because like it's not bad. It's just like they're there.
Yeah, do you feel like
I don't
it's
know if that
more
makes any
like
sense.
product of the time type of thing?
Yes, I think that's exactly what it is. I feel like it's a movie that was riding that post-Scream wave that was like popular when it came out because of that, but didn't have any like longevity, like the way Scream does, and like the way that H2O does, or the way that The
Yeah,
Faculty does. I feel like it's
yeah. I
one that
feel
missed
like
it.
I really honestly, this movie definitely rides on the backs of the cast.
Yes, it had to, and only I want to say only two of them were like super famous. Go well, they all had worked,
Freddie
but
and Sarah.
only Jennifer. No, not even no. I was gonna say Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah, because Sarah was popular not just because of Buffy, because also she had already won an Emmy at like 17
Yeah.
when she was on a soap opera. So she had like a big fan base, and then Jennifer Love Hewitt was on Party of Five at the time, playing one of those
And
orphan siblings. And that was a popular show for like 6 seasons. And Freddie Prinze Jr., we know he a Nepo baby, but we love him.
and what's the name? Scream 2 that came out the same year as
I
well.
forget was
And Sarah Michelle Gellar was in that also.
yep. Oh, and Ryan Phillippe, he also had like some soap opera fame, but I don't
That
remember if
Cruel
this is
Intentions came
before
out
or
yet?
after
No.
Cruel Intentions. I don't remember.
Which that
'Cause
was
this came out.
'97 for this movie. Cruel
Mhm.
Intentions '99.
That was 99. So now this is, yeah, this is before. So like the cast was, they were all experienced actors. They all had done it before. So I think you're right. I think the cast being attractive and being who they are saved this movie.
If I take away the cast and I just think about the movie, which honestly, you could say that for a lot of projects, but um, we we're making a comparison to Scream because I mean this did come this was like following that wave. Even though this was a book prior to being this movie, um, loose it was definitely adaptation though of that story. But either way, um, like when you think about Scream and like you think about like this, even if you're just putting the first movies up, like kind of a kind of a night and day.
I also know about this movie a lot because soap opera fans always talk about this movie because it has three popular former soap stars in it, with Sarah, Michelle, and then you have Anne Heche. So but outside of that, outside of the actors, this movie, it's I don't remember it. Like I said, when all the reboots and requels were coming out, this was never on my list. I could have given you three other movies before I got to Oh, Let's Make a Mother. I
Mm,
Know What You Did Last Summer. But this is a good movie.
yeah,
I don't know. Like as good as this movie is, I don't think it had the legacy or the necessity of having franchise. Like it could have been one and
no,
done.
you're right. You're definitely right there. Um, outside of all of that though, yeah, even like how even in agreeing with Mark, like I still do like the movie, even all of that taken into context. Um,
Yes. We just giving our thoughts, y'all. We that doesn't mean
yeah.
that we hate them. But what about you, Elion? What are your thoughts on I Know What You Did Last
So
Summer,
this is actually
97?
the first time I've ever watched the film. I never realized, like I said, I never realized how much Scary Movie referenced this film a lot.
Oh yeah,
So,
wait. Oh my god,
Yes.
I was gonna bring that up for
Yes.
scenes. I'm gonna wait.
Yes.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. But yes, scary movie definitely. They pulled for this one a
Yes.
lot.
And they called that character
Yep.
did they
Buffy.
really?
Yes, they did.
Oh
So
my goodness. I was cracking up because the film, honestly, I know I just heard Twan a little bit about you saying about the this could have been a one and done film. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I accidentally watched the second one, not the first one. So I had to go rewatch the first one because I was so confused. I had to call Mark about it. Yeah, just watching the second one by accident, I could tell like yeah, there was no need for this film to have a second, or not even a third movie. And I don't know who brought it up. Isn't there supposed to be like a remake of the movie?
Yeah,
Not a remake, a requel, kind of like we had
yeah,
with Scream
They gotta leave
5.
that to Scream, not nothing else.
yeah. That comes out in July, so we'll be getting that very soon.
It's hard for me not to say it. It's just a little nostalgia, just because it's like obviously this is an old film, but it's still good to watch like a film that even though you haven't seen before, it just has those it just has those elements of like past films, and it just like brings back good memories when horror was really good.
Well, let's go over to the scenes now. One scene I want to point out is the scene where they're going through the
Oh my
parade.
god.
It just brought me back to when we were talking about Thanksgiving and how they're paying
Mhm.
homage to that scene with the and I was just like, okay, I love this part because I know this man in this fisherman outfit is trying to kill me, and then I got this man in this fisherman outfit everywhere. Like I'd be freaked out, but also connecting that to the kill. Helen, you were
Girl,
home free. Why did you stop and look around? You stop and look around after you find somebody. I just
Get a scaggle.
that scene makes me mad every single time because why? Like Helen, girl, you deserve to die at that point. You were doing so she was doing so good, and then you just do that. Like, and you lost me, Helen. Like, I'm glad you died because what the fuck was that? But also that opening scene, diabolical. Y'all ran this man over, and y'all just gonna put him on the side of the road like that? And y'all gonna throw him in the water? And truth be told, the only one who he should have killed. You know what? I'm gonna hold it for the character section. I'm gonna hold it. But that whole opening scene was just like I stand with the fisherman. I stand with the hook because when you ran me over, the fuck,
yeah,
and didn't even try to help.
yeah.
Now I will say the only kill that upsets me is the Johnny Galecki's character. Because I don't think he
He
needed to be
literally didn't
killed.
know.
Like
The fisherman was
really,
bored.
he didn't do nothing. He just
Wait,
drove past. But other scenes, actually other kill. When Helen's sister got killed, I was okay with that. 'Cause she was being the bitch the whole time. For like no reason. Like, girl, calm down. And this little funky little story you running. Like, I'm glad he got her. Like,
One scene that will always stick out for me in this movie because of fucking scary movie. Um, we ran over a
oh,
boot. Where's the foot? And that was the only
oh my
thing I
God.
think about whenever I
But
see this fucking
a
movie now. Like I
classic.
can't not think about that scene when they run over the man and she picks and fucking Julie picks up the boot. I'm like, where's the foot?
um,
You know what scene I forgot to mention to on it also relates back to scary
Oh
movie
yeah,
is when Ryan Phillippe's character was in the shower and
uh,
and the guy from the scary
for
movie.
me, I'm sorry to cut
Oh my
everyone off.
god.
It's just like for me, I was thinking about the prom scene. Like, watch out, Craig!
no,
Look
that shit was
behind
funny
you.
too. No, that was what I was gonna bring up as well.
What's
But
that?
that like the
Oh
fact
my
that they were
God.
holding her back though in that scene always like pissed me off. Like, why are y'all holding her back if she try to get away? Like, what are y'all doing? Like the crowd was being so weird in that scene with Helen.
So I wanted to know what was the reasoning behind that because I was so confused on that section. Like, was there like did the director or anyone say like the reason why
No,
they were pulling her back or
I
like I was
literally
so
don't know
confused.
at all. Um, yeah, but I'm like,
I don't know if they were trying to like get her to calm down or they thought she was
yeah, that
acting, but I'm
was
just
that
like,
was
she looks
definitely
like she
given
just
like
like let her go.
Against
90s
Halloween.
treatment of women, like calm down, woman, like type of shit. Um, yeah, so that was weird. Outside of that, if I had to say my favorite kill, it probably would be um Ryan Phillippe's Barry, yeah, his kill, because just the how, like the over the topness of how Helen was, going as well, like seeing that happen. But so that was a good one. And honestly, for now I'm thinking back at it, this is very much a slasher without many kills.
Right?
Yeah,
Which they do fix that in the next movie, but like this one was like such a low body
I think it
count.
was
I
like four,
think
no?
so. If we're just talking about people who were actually
I think
killed
so.
like by the fishermen, then yeah, about four. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so that yeah, I think that
Hmm.
probably would be the only kill that kind of like stood out for me. Everything else was not not say not as important, but not like it stuck out in my head. That's the main one I remember. Just that whole scene in general of like um the pageant.
Okay, this is gonna be I wouldn't consider this controversial, but I quite enjoyed the surprise kill. Obviously, the film made us think that it was David when in reality it was just another guy. But what I really liked about that film, like that death scene, is like even though you don't see it, it already just protruded. Like at the end, we're kind of introduced to a character that we thought was going to be the killer, but the killer was already in the same scene without us knowing, in a sense. Um, the other What else can I say? Honestly, there wasn't really a big scene that stood out for me, just because like the ending did catch me off guard. But at the end, it was just like I I I watched the incorrect film, so like the ending didn't really surprise me. To be fair, because I thought Jennifer Love Hewitt died. Um,
Well, let's move on to my favorite section, the characters. Now, I have a few listed. We're going to start with Barry Cox. He was the blonde jock bad boy boyfriend who got,
I was glad
killed on
he
the
died.
balcony. Come on, what are your thoughts on
I
Barry?
mean, like he was being a bitch the whole
yeah,
movie.
He
yeah,
was
man
kind
in
of
the
a bitch.
Um,
classes.
and like I understand y'all just kill somebody, but why you choking up Julie like that?
You fucking say it.
Okay, Barry, we take this to the grave.
Sir, have you lost your fucking mind? But yeah, Barry, he's been a bitch the whole movie. Like obviously that was his character. Like Ryan Phillippe did a good job with the portrayal, but like his character though, he was such a dickhead. Really,
Oh my God.
I felt more bad for Helen that he died than
Um,
for himself dying.
Honestly, Barry was the only one who needed to be killed because technically Barry did the killing because that man was still alive when they hit him. And when they put him in the water, they were still alive. Barry saw that man open his eyes and still left him in the water. He only really needed to kill Barry, if I'm being honest.
but to be fair, if we think about it, David was killed by the guy, so. Wouldn't it
Yeah,
actually have been beneficial that he would have been dead?
I mean, they thought that guy died by accident anyway, so that don't really matter. Like he covered it up. That's good. But like don't you think don't y'all agree that Barry's the only one who actually needed to be killed? Because he technically would have done the killing, Ben. Like
Well, no, to be fair, yeah, you're right. Just because like he kind of made all his friends like cover up
they
for
made
him.
eye contact under the water. They saw each other.
So
So you kill that one, Ben, leave everybody else alone.
Hmm.
Jesus, like yeah, Barry had to go. You're right, Twan. He had to go. But let's move on to Helen.
When I saw, not when I saw,
Mm,
it was when I actually no, all right, yeah. When I saw the preview for the new movie and they showed her fucking tombstone, I felt like that Tyrese video where he said, "My Shayla,"
Get out.
because why
I
my
don't.
girl, why they couldn't retcon her being alive?
There's nothing really I can say that I can't say. It's just because, like I said, I reference scary movies so much because I was scary movie reference so much of the film. I just laugh about it. Like all the things I reference of her character is just like what I like that I remember from scary movie.
Loved Helen. I will say though, that scene with like her hair, girl, it wasn't that
Queen.
bad.
He
Oh, he
actually
was.
was like, "Girl, you got a nice little haircut.
The
Like
cop was so rude.
you're not even close to being
Like
Bob level. Like,
it
calm
wasn't
down."
that bad. Like she could have made some shit work.
She was acting like he snatched her bald. I'm like, you have a lot of hair.
No, for real. Like you would have thought like she had a buzz cut by the time she screamed in the mirror. Like I mean it ain't all that, but girl, it ain't that bad. Like come on now, you ain't you a beauty queen? Like fix that shit up.
You have enough to do a ponytail.
And that's more than some others can say. Besides her kind of overreacting with the hair, it's like I get it. But I get it. You're a beauty queen, like the face, the hair, all that. That package is like your everything when you're in that kind of like world. But I mean, it wasn't that bad.
I don't think it was bad at all.
Yeah, but but
It was cute.
I liked her mainly because Sarah Michelle Gellar was portraying her, but she was kind of a bad friend at first to Julie, like especially after the hit happened. She's like, we could just we weren't here, girl, stop, girl, y'all just did it. You can't gaslight somebody already.
He also he also let her boyfriend put hands on her
Exactly,
best
and didn't
friend.
say a damn thing.
That caught me off guard so much. It pissed me off
Yeah,
so
and didn't
much.
say a damn thing. Like, come on now, like you were being like her character. Like, love her because Sarah Michelle Gellar, but her characterization, she's being a bad friend until shit started actually going down. And to the end all be all, why, as Mark said, why the fuck did you stop in that alleyway? Like,
It makes no
it
sense.
makes
Oh, that's right. She looked back and that was
it makes
it.
the least amount of sense of like any chase sequence that I've seen in in a lot of slasher movies. Like why weren't you giving Cece in Scream 7 and in Scream 2? Because Cece was not going when Ghostface
He really
was chasing
wasn't.
her ass.
Cece was she was
Like
giving it back good. Because also what makes me mad with Helen is like she did everything right up until that point.
exactly.
Like she was doing great.
Like she wasn't going. Like only reason Cece got caught is because she had no place to go but up. But if she had if Cece and Helen was flipped, Cece would have kept going.
Also, where the fuck did he come from? He get
No,
behind
true.
her.
The fisherman can teleport. Confirmed. Yeah, that's. But I would say, yeah, that's all I got on Helen. Love Sarah Michelle Gellar as Helen, but Helen was a bad friend,
I love how many times you said Sarah Michelle
and
Gellar
she made
already.
that one mistake. I don't know. Sarah Michelle Gellar's just an icon. She's just her.
She is queen.
Like her initials is SMG. Like I don't know why that it just fits.
I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like I've been a fan. I love a soap opera girly. She's been killing it since she was like 14. But that's also like the only reason why this character is popular because I feel like any other actress in this role, it would have been a
Oh, you're so right.
throwaway. Like as and I think that's why they got Brandy for the second movie because they needed the best friend character to stand out again
A
because
boy is
like
mine.
Sarah Michelle would have not I don't know.
It also goes back to what we were like just saying in the beginning that the cast does a lot for this movie.
And that drives the point home when we talk about Ray. We talk about, and that drives the point home when we talk about Ray because I don't get the point of Freddie Prinze being in this movie because Freddie Prinze was barely in this movie.
I was about to say, I don't even remember much about him. I was about to say same.
Like we got Ray in the opening, and then he just disappeared for like a big portion of the movie, and then he came back to like look suspicious and make weird faces at Barry, but then he disappeared again, and then he just pops up at at the final act. Like that could have been anybody. Like Loki, you could have just killed Ray because like he wasn't in this movie. Like if they would have just killed Ray and then they would have kept Barry and Barry and old girl fell in love at the end because Barry didn't change or whatever, I would have been okay with that because we saw Barry more, and if I had to pick a connection, I was like I'm more in tune with Barry even though he an asshole, but like Ray ain't been here.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like, I do agree with you. It's because like if we got to the point where it's just like I don't even remember Ray.
I forget where the sound comes from, but that one little audio is like, "When I catch you, Ricky, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky," because when I catch Ray, it's on sight. Because what the fuck you mean? You gonna let this man choke up Julie and not do shit about it? I don't give a fuck what the hell just happened. Like, you not choking
Right?
up, girl, my guy, my best friend. Like, I don't give a fuck.
He literally just stood there looking with a dumb
Like,
We
face.
take this to our grave! Let me hear it! Let it go, Barry! You fucking say.
And I'm just like, are you not gonna swing on him for choking this girl? Your
and then I
girl?
started laughing because I was like, I fucking thought a scary movie again.
Yes.
at least at least I forget what the Billy adjacent character name was. Bobby. At least Bobby in fucking Scare Movie tried to say something. But
All I was like, can you touch it? Can you touch it again?
like how Bobby got like more heart than fucking Ray.
I was like, get off her, man. She can't breathe. Yeah, at least he said something because Ray just stood
Like I
there
understand, but
and
like
looked.
bro, like what? Or even when he got off him, you should have punched the shit out of him. Like I don't know, you should, like bro, you was pissed me off, pissed me off. Like ugh.
And what was he gonna do, Ray? Like call the cops? Like, oh yeah, well, after we dumped his body, my friend hit me in the face on the press charges. Like, no, whoop his ass. He can't.
Literally.
I don't understand.
Outside of that, I really don't have much on Ray because honestly, out of everybody, he was in the movie like the least. When they started kind of rounding everybody back up, like he was the last one to get like rounded back into it all, and yeah, he really just wasn't there for most of the stuff until Act 3. So I don't have much on him. I probably have more to say on his character in 2 because he was actually kind of doing something there. Even still, he wasn't like the most integral part. Well, no, he was integral, but he actually had an arc in 2 as opposed to what was happening in this one.
Well, let's move over to Julie, the final girl. Um, like I got that Julie was like a good person and she was in touch with her feelings, but like she not the one who hit the man. It wasn't her idea to put the man in the water. Like she was so traumatized, and I'm like, girl, but you ain't really do nothing to kill it. And she was just pissing me off the entire time. Like, and then so you get this note, and you decide to go back to the place. You go back to the scene of the crime. Go hop on a plane and go somewhere else. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, I don't understand why you going back home when you think somebody know what you did. If someone knows what you did, why would you go back there? He jumping jurisdictions, bitch. Like, what are you talk? What are we talking about?
She, hmm.
She was dumb. It has to be Ray because his boat's his name Billy Blue. Let me get in this boat with this old man who I don't know for safety.
Genuinely felt bad for her just because she was peer pressured into doing like basically being quiet because at the end of the day, I forget who brought it up. They said that they all of them would have gone down for it. So it was just like she was just.
If she felt that bad, she could have went to the police and snitched and
I
got a
think it was.
deal.
I think it was just more of the fact that she was also a little bit like you could tell that she was very skittish. She was afraid about Barry more than anything, especially Barry coming from money.
Okay. What about you, Twan?
Yeah, when I think back on Julie, like from this first movie, I don't, I, I don't put her in the same category as like our other slasher queens. Like she
She
is
not
a
in there.
final girl. She is our final girl, but I don't know. I don't get the same feeling with them. But also, this is a different feeling movie as well. Like honestly, like this movie get like if I was to reclass, this movie gives more of a thriller than a slasher.
Hmm.
And
The second one is definitely a
yeah,
slasher, but this
this
one, I'm
this
with you
one
on
gives
that. It's
more
not the
like a
same.
thriller vibe than a slasher vibe. Like watching it, like yes, we still get like kills and stuff through it, but the same things can happen with like a thriller type movie as well. And it feels like it's slower paced and all of that. And I will say I never read the book, so I don't know if the book is kind of that way as well with the story. Um, I know it's a little bit different as far as like what happens there, of course, but I don't know if it's like slower paced. And if that's closer to the book, then I get that. But as far as like what I would look for in like a slasher movie, and what Julie's character, I would expect Julie's character to give me in this type of movie. Like she doesn't really do that for me. Still love Jennifer Love Hewitt, but Julie's characterization is a little dull, and I understand. Yeah,
Very
and I understand. Like
boring.
we're supposed to like like I do sympathize with the character, like the fact that this event happened and it's traumatic as fuck. Like y'all killed somebody, like traumatic as fuck. But like the characterization feels a
It's
bit
like
boring.
he wanted her to. I feel like Kevin Williamson wanted to write her like Sydney, but I feel like he just drug her down. He made her more depressing. And I feel like, no, the way you wrote Julie is how you should have started out writing Sydney. Like, because Sydney, it made sense. Her mother was like brutally murdered and she found her. But you wrote Julie like she had this big personal traumatic event and her life was forever changed and she just can't get away from it. I'm just like, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm annoyed. You're one of those sad people who are annoying that I just lost sympathy. Like I don't care about Julie. Like it was pissing me off. And to this day, I believe Julie should have got and we should have had Helen instead.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just saying because in this movie, Julie doesn't do it. And I, I don't know. I don't feel it. Like I agree with you, Twan. Julie is a final girl. Just like all the final girls from those Friday the 13th movies and the final girls from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, they're final girls, but they not iconic,
Mhm.
except for one of the Nightmare girls. But like she's not one of the screen queens. Like that's Laurie, that's Sydney, that's one of the girls from Nightmare on Elm
Yeah,
Street. And maybe one or two from from Friday, but like Julie's not one of them. I don't know if that improves in the with the second movie, but honestly, what I remember from this movie and the next movie is that the best friend outshines Julie every single time.
that's facts. And like I
It's
said,
about
I know you said a lot of people prefer this one over the second one, but I definitely prefer the second one still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's no shade on Jennifer
Yeah,
Love Hewitt. It's just this character is just it's just I
yeah,
don't
definitely
know.
no shade to her. We
It
know
could
she
have
could
been
act.
better. Definitely. I wouldn't have watched every episode of Ghost Whisperer if she couldn't. I was I was definitely locked in. But let's move on to the fisherman, aka Ben Willis. Now, I kind of got where he was coming from because y'all hit me and then y'all threw me on the side of the road. And then y'all threw me in the water, and I know at least one of y'all saw me face to like eye to eye. So I think he was kind of justified for like trying to kill everybody.
A
But
question.
hmm
How did he know where to find them? Was there any like background on that, or was it just like coincidence?
I'm pretty sure he like well, because he saw Barry. Like him and Barry looked at each other, so he probably just like went around and was asking people some questions. I mean, Julie was using the internet, so I'm pretty sure Ben probably had access to an internet search. He probably just found one. He also could have just like had a yearbook and was like, okay, that's that guy. And I asked around about everybody else. But he was already taking people's identity. Like he was already a murderer before he got there, before they got there. He had already killed somebody. That man who, you know, yeah, okay, he was also justified because you got drunk, caused an accident, killed my daughter, and now you're over here sad. So yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, no, he was justified the whole time. What about you, Tuan? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, compared to a lot of other like slasher movies, he might be the most justified killer. Like you hoes left me for dead, and I wasn't even dead. So now I'm on that ass.
And that first guy killed your daughter, so justified.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even have no words other than yeah. Actually, no, I don't, because he completed half of his mission. We'll say he completed half of his mission. Now I don't know what Jared Galecki had to do with his mission.
He didn't do
I don't know what
nothing.
he had to do with his mission, but
Johnny just drove by.
that was
That's
like
all
his
he
only
did.
strike. But the fisherman, everything else, justified in my opinion. Even though I didn't want to see my girl Helen die. I mean, you were at the scene of the crime, Miss Girl, and you didn't tell nobody either. So you got to go and then
Mm-hmm.
bury his ass choke.
Elian.
I mean, I have to agree with y'all. Like the killing was justifiable, but at the end, it's just more like he was already a serial killer. So I'm just like, I don't know if I should feel bad. He was just salty that that a group of teens got you, like literally threw you out.
We've come to my favorite part of the show, and that's when Tuan gives us the behind the scene info and facts.
I Know What You Did Last Summer had a budget of 17 million and it grossed a box office of 125.3 million. The film is based on a 1973 novel by Lois Duncan, a youth-oriented suspense novel about four teenagers who have been involved in a hit-and-run accident involving a young boy. The novel's writer, Lois Duncan, was vehemently opposed to her young adult novel being reworked into a slasher film, stating she was appalled in one interview. This was due to the fact that her youngest daughter was murdered by an unknown assailant in 1989, she said. As the mother of a murdered child, I don't find violent death something to squeal and giggle about. Her original book wasn't that far off from a slasher, though. It's still a bunch of guilty teenagers being stalked and terrorized by a murderous madman. It's just that nobody dies in her version, so in that sense, it's more like an old school mystery. Kevin Williamson wrote this script before his screenplay for Scream, but was unable to sell it. Following the big success of Scream, Columbia Pictures immediately bought and fast-tracked it. The original trailer for the movie described Kevin Williamson and the movie as from the creators of Scream. Miramax owners of Scream successfully sued Columbia Pictures for false advertising, and the phrase was removed. Director Gillespie chose to film virtually no on screen blood as he did not want the film to be overly gratuitous in terms of violence. Despite being part of the main cast and appearing in many key scenes together, the characters Helen and Ray, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr., only speak to each other twice. Despite the fact that the two barely interact on screen, Gellar and Prince became good friends after meeting on this film. They later fell in love and married. Sarah Michelle Gellar was the last of the lead performers to be cast. Like Hewitt, Gellar was known to American audiences at the time for her role in television, primarily as the titular Buffy Summers on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Jim Gillespie commented on casting Gellar, "I wanted an actress that had a warmth to her, but could still come off as being a bitch." Reese Witherspoon auditioned, but changed her mind and withdrew, but she recommended her then boyfriend Ryan Phillippe for the role of Barry. Lastly, it was told by interview from Jennifer Love Hewitt that the iconic scene in the movie where Julie's character spins around in the circle yelling, "What are you waiting for?" was not initially intended for the movie. The film ran a contest, and a young up-and-coming director got to film a moment for the movie, and he chose to have Julie's character spin around in the circle saying, "What are you waiting for?" Jennifer Love Hewitt is quoted saying that she didn't think that would work, but ended up being the most iconic part of the movie. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, none of us brought up that scene. Some critics' reactions. The film currently sits at a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, and some reviews. Because I Know is mostly a straight-up modern update of the old slasher horror movie rather than a deconstruction of the genre, many critics and fans felt this was a huge step down from Williams' more clever and innovative Scream scripts. TV Guide awarded the movie 2 out of 5 stars, noting screenwriter Kevin Williamson takes a step backward and writes the kind of movie Scream mocks. You can see him now soaking up videos of Friday the 13th and Halloween. Critic James Barandelli credited both I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream with igniting a new boom of slasher films, adding, "There is one minor aspect of the plot that elevates I Know What You Did Last Summer above the level of a typical 80s slasher flick. It has interesting subtext." The New York Times wrote a picture, "This isn't real life. It's a grand genuine of I Know What You Did Last Summer, laying its claim to succeed Scream as the highest grossing and blood-drenched date night crowd pleaser. And why shouldn't it?" Well, it wasn't really that blood-drenched.
What about us? Do we cash or pass? I know what you did last summer. Elian?
For the first time, even though I mistakenly watched the second one, it was pretty good. I liked it. It made more sense, obviously. Um, I would well, I feel like I'm just biased just because it's the first time I watched it, so I'll cash for sure.
So I'm a little conflicted on it. Like, do like this movie. And I still would probably tell people to watch it. And well, even though I haven't seen it in a while, I could definitely see myself coming back to it. So I don't think I will say, I don't think I will pass it. I think I'll give this one a cash. Um,
Would you say just because maybe it's like an oldie but a goodie, like it's one of those where like it's a classic? Would you say?
Kind of, sort of, but also like, out well, for the beginning discussion, I was just kind of saying like this one feels a little more product of its time than like Scream does. Like if I rewatch like a Scream, like I like Scream for instance, like Scream still feels pretty modern, even though it's like an older movie. Whereas this one feels like just a product
It was
of.
outdated. Like it just didn't get better over time.
Yeah,
Like
so it definitely feels
I
more
get
product of its time frame than some others.
You know, I agree with you because throwing it back to Scream, like Scream is chock full of in the moment 90s references, but it still feels like it still
Yeah,
holds up. I know what you did last summer doesn't have pretty much any 90s references, but it feels dated.
Would you? I just wanted to add to that part. I just feel like Scream just makes it so relevant, just because like every time the new Scream comes out, or like the film, it actually revolves around the time era that it is, and it actually feels like it's just evolving over time. Compared to this one, it just
That
felt
could
like it was
all
like stagnant. Like it just stays right there. You know what I mean?
That could also be it, because like I don't know, this movie just feels like out of place. And like when I mentioned earlier, Twan, like they had like other movies that came out around the time, similar fashion, you know, Scream 1, Scream 2, and then you had uh The Faculty and even Teaching Mr. Tingle. Like they all have
What the fuck
something,
is that?
but this one is just like it's just there. Which isn't a bad thing, but it's also not like, oh, I really want to go watch I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's like I guess I could watch it,
Yeah,
but does that mean I cash it?
even the faculty. Like I love the faculty. I'll so much come back to that one.
But you know what I think it also is, Twan? It's like The Faculty, Teaching Mr. Tingle, and we mentioned another one, but I forgot. But like they took the Scream formula and put it in different like sub horror genres away from what Scream was. Like they're like, no, we're gonna make horror cool and hip. But we're gonna go into a different genre of
Hmm.
horror. But this one just went, oh, we'll just be another slasher, like Scream.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, your fault is that you directly aped from Scream, and everyone else's success was like, okay, we're gonna take this, but put it
Hmm.
somewhere else. And I feel like that's my issue with this one. Like it's like even down to how Julie's written, she's written as like this quiet, do-gooder, like traumatized young woman, just like Sydney was. And I don't know. I'm gonna say Cash. It's a good occasional watch, not a frequent watch. You won't be completely bored when you watch it, but it's enjoyable for what
Yeah.
it is. So I guess it's a Cash.
I
It's not
feel if you
horrible.
watch this movie more as a thriller than going into it as a slasher, you might have a better time.
Yes, I think thriller fans will get a huge kick out because that's what this is. It's a thriller, and like looking at it as a thriller, it's a Cash. If you want to look at it as a slasher, it's a pass. You just have to be aware of what you're going to get. But next week, we're going to be getting I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, bringing back Ray and Julie and Brandy. I'm looking forward to revisiting this. I haven't seen this one in a while either, so I'm excited. But that's for next week. Until then, good night.
If you like this episode, please be sure to check out some from the Haddonfield Horror Cemetery, where we've covered big franchises such as Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Saw, or one-off reviews like The Blackening or Hereditary. You can follow Haddonfield Horrors on Instagram and TikTok, where the host posts updates and mini reviews. Full episodes are available on several podcasting platforms, including Spotify, as well as YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe. The Haddonfield Horrors podcast is produced by Mark Smart, Tawan Griffin, and Elian Cordova, themed by Lethal Injection, and edited by Mark Smart.
The Haddonfield Horror Podcast is a Letter to Media production.
Should we do an intro?